Could CM Punk be signing for this promotion? And these AEW wrestlers are heading to Wrestle Kingdom. But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines as the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia is set to host the 30th anniversary edition of Monday Night Raw on January 23rd, with the venue announcing the news via Twitter last night. Not only did they announce the show itself, but they would reveal the logo for the special edition, which is inspired by the Raw is War logo from the Attitude Era. The use of the word war seems prohibited, however, with the logo instead reading Raw is XXX, the Roman numerals for the number 30, ironically giving the logo a more adult look. According to Matt Black of Sportskeeda Wrestling and WrestleZone, the upcoming AEW Fight Forever console game will be available on the Xbox Game Pass from day one, making it available to more than 25 million subscribers on Microsoft's game subscription service at no additional cost. Whilst the release date is still unknown, the move will no doubt bring whole new eyes to the game and the AEW product. We recently discussed the news that former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis was set to become a free agent, with him revealing that he plans on leaving the National Wrestling Alliance when his deal ends in January 2023. The NWA have now released a statement to PW Insider noting that Aldis has now been suspended and has been pulled from upcoming shows as a result of his public comments. Aldis would then tell Fightful that NWA President Billy Corgan's disrespect towards his wife Mickie James in the lead up to and following the all-female NWA Empower event, which he was the producer of, was a huge reason for the relationship between Aldis and NWA souring. Last night on WWE Raw, another released superstar would make their return to the company, with the OC receiving backup in their ongoing rivalry with the Judgment Day. To counter JD's Rhea Ripley, Mia Yim would come through the crowd during a brawl between the two groups, jumping Ripley from behind with a kendo stick. The return follows Yim's WWE release back in November 2021, with her recently becoming a free agent yet again following her mid-October departure from Impact Wrestling. On November 26th, WWE Survivor Series will become War Games, with the classic NWA and WCW event coming to the main roster for the first time in history. Last night on Raw, the field for the women's War Games match would begin to fill up as it was announced that Asuka and Alexa Bliss will team up with Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair to take on Nikki Cross and Damage Control's Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. This leaves one space yet to be filled on the heel side of things, with two names yet to be announced on the face side. And speaking of Nikki Cross, last night on Raw she would pin Dana Brooke for the WWE 24/7 Championship, this being the first televised match for the title since Triple H took over the creative reins of the company. It looks like it may be the last too, as Cross would later be seen walking backstage with her belt before throwing it in a trash can. Well, at least she tried to, but the spot was botched with her missing the can entirely. Whilst it's not yet official, it seems that this will bring an end to the 24/7 title that was introduced in May 2019 as the modern equivalent of the Hardcore Championship. And speaking of championships, last night's show would be headlined by a match for the United States title after Seth Rollins issued an open challenge for his belt. Mustafa Ali would attempt to answer the call, although he would be taken out by Bobby Lashley, who went on to put Rollins through an announce table before walking away. This led to Mr. Money in the Bank Austin Theory attempting to take advantage of the situation, cashing in his briefcase on the fallen US champion. However, Lashley would once again intervene, laying Theory out at ringside, initiating a countout from the referee, but right before 10, Theory would slide into the ring to stay alive. He would then be instantly met by a stomp from Rollins, who would score the pinfall win. The moment created arguably the worst finish to a Money in the Bank run, with Theory not only cashing in on a mid-card title, but failing. The Young Bucks' Nick Jackson would recently re-emerge in public for the first time since his suspension after the AEW All-Out backstage incident involving the Elite, CM Punk, and Ace Steel, with him taking part in the t-shirt toss at the Los Angeles Clippers versus Utah Jazz game this week. With the Bucks now heading back to television following the investigation into the matter, they have now filed for a brand new trademark ahead of their big return, filing for the term The Wayward Sons for use in merchandising and entertainment services. IWGP United States Champion Will Ospreay would speak to Tokyo Sports this week, where he was asked about potential dream matches. He would first name Seth Rollins, WWE's own United States Champion, before adding that he'd love to match up with Ricochet again in the future. Ricochet and Ospreay have met multiple times in the ring in the past, going viral in 2016 after their incredible athletic display in that year's Best of the Super Juniors tournament in New Japan, which divided the opinions of fans and critics alike. WrestleVotes would provide an update via Give Me Sports on the WrestleMania status of John Cena, with them expecting that he will work a match on April's show, and the report notes, WrestleMania is still WrestleMania and it's in Los Angeles. If Cena is legitimately trying to be the next Rock, you should perform at WrestleMania in Hollywood, and I think he'll be there and I think it'll be wrestling. I'll leave it at that. And next, MJF is set to make his Hollywood debut. It was recently announced that Hollywood star Zac Efron was set to play the role of Kevin Von Erich in the upcoming biopic The Iron Claw, which follows the story of the legendary Von Erich family, with the story of their incredible rise and heartbreaking end being one of the most infamous tales from the wrestling world. Well, Efron will be joined on the cast by no other than Maxwell Jacob Friedman, with Deadline revealing that the AEW star will play a role in the movie, and they would write, A24's wrestling pick The Iron Claw from Cannes and Sundance Prize-winning filmmaker Sean Durkin is getting a new dash of authenticity with the addition to the cast of professional wrestler Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Friedman joins a stacked ensemble which also includes Jeremy Allen White, Zac Efron, Harris Dickinson, Holt McCallany, Maura Tierney, and Lily James as previously announced. Based on a true story, The Iron Claw follows the rise and fall of the Von Erich family, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a huge impact on the sport from the 1960s to the present day. While Friedman's role will be his first in a feature, no further details have been disclosed. The movie is set for release in 2023, although the specific release date is currently still unknown. Another thing that is unknown is which character MJF will play in the movie, whether it be a member of the Von Erich family or perhaps another wrestler in the story. But will you be checking out MJF's first ever Hollywood movie? Let me know in the comments down below. And next, could CM Punk sign for this wrestling promotion? Ever since AEW All Out 2022, fans have speculated on the wrestling future of CM Punk, who was not only injured on the show, but found himself suspended from the company due to his participation in the post-show backstage brawl involving the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Ace Steel. This week, NWA President Billy Corgan would speak with NBC Sports Boston about the possibility of CM Punk joining the National Wrestling Alliance if he were to exit AEW, with the straight-edge superstar status currently up in the air, and Corgan would respond by saying, "I know him personally and haven't talked wrestling with him for years. I would be hard-pressed to imagine he would come to the NWA given the other opportunities. Certainly there are other companies that are bigger and can offer him a bigger payday. I'd be surprised if he leaves AEW. I heard those rumors too, but I imagine it would be worked out. Until it's officially official, I just assume he's going to stay and they're going to figure it out. He's a benefit and bonus to them, and the same in reverse. They've done a good thing in bringing him back to professional wrestling where he belongs. He's such an immensely talented guy. It's wrestling, a lot of rumors and talk. For all we know, it's part of a bigger negotiation going on behind the scenes. It's wrestling, why wouldn't we think it's an angle on some other level? I tend to look at those things sideways, plus I don't want to be in the business of trying to openly recruit people who work in other companies. I don't like when people do it to me. I could name names, but I think when people are under contract, they should be respected as best as possible." Whilst his future does remain foggy, according to Fightful, Punk still has the quote wrestling bug, while Stephen Mulhausen of DAZN noted Tony Khan's mention of Punk on Busted Open Radio last week was not by accident, a sign that he could be set to remain all elite. Another recent report from Fightful noted that if he were to become a free agent, multiple promotions would be interested in talks, including WWE and other unnamed organizations. But what's your current gut feeling on the future of CM Punk? Let me know in the comments down below. And next, these AEW wrestlers are heading to Wrestle Kingdom. On January 4th, 2023, New Japan Pro Wrestling will host the 17th annual Wrestle Kingdom show from the Tokyo Dome, and with the ongoing relationship between New Japan and All Elite Wrestling, many have wondered if we can expect some All Elite stars to appear on the show, with us now having an update on the situation. On the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer would discuss the possibility of AEW wrestlers appearing at Wrestle Kingdom, where he would reveal 5 names that are being considered for the event, with one tag team set in stone. First, Dave would reveal that New Japan are potentially setting up a match between IWGP United States champion Will Ospreay and current AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, with him noting, "A lot of people seem to think the Will Ospreay Shota Umino match is to set up for Will Ospreay and Moxley. I don't know that that's the case, but Shota did do a Death Rider, Moxley's finisher, on Will Ospreay, and there is unfinished business between Ospreay and Moxley from when they were doing that feud earlier this year, so it's possible." Meltzer would then discuss the possibility of 2 AEW tag teams appearing at the Tokyo Dome show and added, FTR is going to the Tokyo Dome, I got that confirmed. I heard Young Bucks at one point were going, but I don't know if that's still the case, so I think that there will be people, but FTR is the only one that I know for sure. Next year's Wrestle Kingdom does fall on a Wednesday night, which will make it difficult for too many AEW stars to appear on the show, with this of course clashing with AEW Dynamite on the same day. Whilst it seems that there is more than one name in line for the event, don't expect a mass influx of wrestlers stepping through the Forbidden Door on January 4th. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers, unmasked.